What's up, y'all? Sparta here. Now I want to do a quick, a little bit of a rant video here. Now this isn't specifically for the Galaxy Note 8. I just happen to only be able to put the Galaxy Note in frame at the moment right now. But I want to talk about what a lot of companies like to do when it comes to limiting certain features to specific markets, or whether it comes to color variants, whether it comes to, you know, audio capabilities, whether it comes to color options, storage and stuff like that, RAM options, all that stuff. I want to talk about my issues when it comes to things like that. Now, again, this isn't just Samsung, because LG is also notorious for doing this. And HTC has done it to some avail as well. And it's like, why limit a 6 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte RAM phone, a phone with 256 gigabytes of internal storage that has the maximum amounts of anything that a lot of people want in a phone, not just one specific region? Why would you limit it to that region that people want? I know some people that want like that blue that blue color option for the Note 8, but they can't get it. All they can get is the midnight black and the blue and the orchid gray variant of this phone. And while I do like the black, it's that you got to give people options, right? And I'm not going to go with the whole philosophy that, oh, this is Android, you're supposed to have options. That's not the nitty gritty of why this pisses me off. It pisses me off because, especially in the case of LG, where with the G6, they made the quad DAC available for pretty much just Korea and Asian markets, and said fuck everybody else. They did it the worst in my opinion. They limited wireless charging to just America, I think. And they said fuck Europe, you guys don't get shit but just the phone. That's what they said with the G6. And then they want to come out with the G6 Plus and the G6 Pro, or whatever the fuck those two were called, and say, oh, these phones both have 6 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with wireless charging and the DAC right there in the phone. But you call it the G6 Pro, yet it doesn't have a Snapdragon 835, which honestly I don't care about. That's what a lot of people ranted and raved about when it came to the G6 Plus and Pro being announced, is that it doesn't have the 835. So what? I don't necessarily care about that. I just care about the fact that the shit that they did put in those extra models could have been put in the regular G6. Those other color options that they have for the G6 and the G6 Plus and Pro, they could have put in the regular for the regular G6. Now I have no problem with the Ice Platinum variant of the G6. I personally think that's the best color for that phone, but these companies just really need to stop that. And as far as HTC did, I think they limited the ceramic 128 gig, 6 gigabytes of RAM version of the HTC. I don't remember if it was the Ultra or the U11, but they did it for one of those damn phones, where they just limited the fact that we can only get the 64 gigabyte version and we can't get the ceramic made. No, it wasn't ceramic. It was the display had what the fuck was that? It was made out of shit. The the glass was made out of crystal or something, sapphire crystal. The display, it had a sapphire crystal display, and I think the back too. I don't remember, and it was only available for, I think it was the U11. It was only available for one market. And I think they did eventually span it out, but if you're gonna do that, you should have just fucking released it in the first place. Because then it just makes no sense to just, limit it like that. And with the Note specifically, the problems that the Note in particular has is that color options are limited and storage is limited. It only comes with 64 gigs, which for me personally is an ample amount of storage. I put all my shit on my SD card anyway, so it's like it doesn't really matter. But the whole fact of the matter is, if I want that peace of mind, I should be able to have it. Now, there is that 400 gigabyte SD card that got announced for $250. I do plan on getting that, and I do plan on putting it in one of my phones. Probably the V30, since that's going to be my, video-centric phone that I'm going to be recording all my shit on. But it's like, what companies need to stop doing is limiting shit. If you come out with something later down the line, fine, whatever. But if you announce a phone and you have all the colors right there, you have, it say 64, 128, 256. If you see all that shit right there in the launch event, why the fuck do you limit it to certain markets? It's stupid. It's so dumb. I get the whole Exynos not being able to be used in America because Qualcomm has, the stranglehold on the US market and shit like that. And there's certain like LTE bands that Exynos isn't really that compatible with. So I kind of get it. But at the same time, you should, Samsung in particular, you guys make the Exynos chip yourself. You should be putting in the R&D and all that shit to make sure your chip is compatible with every single network. So that eventually, when Qualcomm goes under, you can put the fuck, if they do, I'm not going to say when, because they probably won't for a very long time, you guys can put your Exynos chips in these phones. Because I honestly prefer the Exynos variants of phones. I like, when I had my Note 5 and I had bought my S7, my Note 5 shat on the S7 as far as sheer speed and performance goes in certain tasks. Certain games, the S7 was marginally better, but it wasn't to the point where I'm like, my Note 5 sucks. And it's like, and plus it's more, when they're using their own chip, is more optimized. At the same time, the software is. Not saying software is bad on here. I've had minor hiccups since after my review, but nothing that's terrible. I haven't had to restart the phone or anything, but I'm just saying, stop limiting your markets to just specific. Stop limiting your product, certain aspects of your product to certain markets. It just makes your consumer feel like, oh, I have a lesser phone, or oh, I got the phone. I kind of got a phone that I didn't really want. Like, this is damn near an $1,000 phone. I should be able to get whatever fucking color option I want. I should be able to get however much amount of fucking storage that I want. RAM is whatever to me. Like, but it's just, stop it. Just stop. Samsung, LG, HTC, if they're not gone within the next year. Huawei, from what I know, doesn't do it. Google doesn't do it at all. Oh, wait, I think they did. I think they limited like a certain color of the Pixel to the Google Play Store or something. I don't remember because that was last year. But yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this. Now, my next video is going to be how I feel about the new iPhones. I'm not going to talk about the Apple TV or none of that. I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty about how I feel about the new iPhones. So just keep it locked. I'll be right back in a second.